So Iman Gadzhi convinced you to go into SMMA. You've watched well over 1,000 hours of Iman Gadzhi content. And then you found some other creators and you think you've hit the jackpot by following these guys like Charlie Morgan, Jordan Platten, some of these other low-key creators, and you think these guys are going to give you the edge. And then you try their YouTube strategies, doesn't work, but you then find their mega folder of all the leaked courses of Charlie Morgan, and you think, wow, with this guy's course, I can't fail. But you grind out the cold calls like he does, you do 100 cold calls a day for months, and you still haven't got any closer to that 10K per month mark. And the reason for this is because you're thinking about SMMA all wrong. You're thinking about working harder, not smarter, when in reality it should be the opposite. So I'm going to share two things today. It's going to be a super short video about how you can get to this 30K per month mark, how you can travel and do whatever the fuck you want, whenever you want, and have that free time, which is essentially escaping the matrix. So the first one is going to be outsourcing. Now, there's two elements to outsourcing. The first is going to be automation. So automation is something that works in your sleep, computer systems that work in your sleep. A good example of an AI system at the moment is Clipio. So previously for email outreach, email video outreach, you'd have to record 30 looms a day of you saying the exact same script to the exact same person, and then send all those emails, 30 emails a day, and get fucking 0 responses probably, because now everyone's doing Loom, because everyone's got Charlie Morgan pirated and he's got loads of people in his course. So everyone's doing that, and it's fucked because you can't put out enough volume without taking up all your day. So a good example of an automation tool would be Clipio. So essentially what this does is it's AI voice cloning. So you have a list of all your prospects, you record one single video, the AI clones your voice, and it seems personalized because the name changes every time in sync with your voice. Clipio is super cool, and that's what automation can bring you, really. It can do mass personalized outreach and get you a ton of clients. It's also systems enhancing, so you've got Zapier for onboarding, and a lot of this shit that is taking up your time or you think you might need VAs for can be completely outsourced. That brings me on to my second point of outsourcing, which is leveraging. So leveraging specifically VAs. Now, a lot of these companies will say, a lot of these big programs like Easy Grow, not shitting on Charlie Morgan, by the way, his program's great, but a lot of these things will say, grind in your room, lock yourself in a room, do monk mode, 300 cold calls a day, 500 emails a day, like a ton of cold messaging, and do it all yourself and just lock yourself away, have no social life for 3 months and you'll get to 10K. In reality, that's not true. That's not true anymore because there are so many people in SMMA. You can't get to 10K even if you put that sort of work in. You may get lucky if you select the niche and you have your offer dialed in, but there is an easier way to do that, and that's leveraging VAs. And I think you should hire as soon as you get your first client, possibly even before that. In fact, we got one client in real estate, outsourced everything immediately minus the media buying. So that means going on Upwork, Indeed. Now, I want to address a common misconception here. So a lot of people say, oh, well, I can't outsource because I have no money. Well, of course you can, because you can hire them on commission. Now, not just commission per appointment, but you can hire them on commission per close. So these Indeed people who you're getting to cold call for you, they're from South Africa, Mexico, there are a good couple locations I recommend. You can hire them per close. So when you or your sales team closes a deal, that's when they get paid. So there's no upfront cost for you. It's super low risk. And now instead of you busting your balls, taking up half your day doing 150 cold calls a day, you can have 7 people doing it. And now you're doing 1,000 cold calls a day and you don't have to do shit. You just have to sit back and take the meetings. And once you've got that dialed in, you can hire a closer from a good reputable place like Club Closer, not affiliated with them, by the way. But yeah, you can hire a closer from them and then you don't even take the sales meetings. And then you can hire a media buyer and then you're chilling by the pool. So that's how leveraging VAs work. And if you think about it, there is going to be someone better than you in every field. There will be a better cold caller than you. There will be a better salesman than you. There'll be a person who's more talented at media buying. So keep that in mind when you're grinding, trying to do all this shit yourself, because in reality, it's not effective for your time and it's just going to be really unenjoyable for you. So that's what I would say about leveraging VA specifically, and you focus on the high ROI activities like chilling by the pool or playing basketball. Now, the second component of why you're thinking about SMMA all wrong is very, very nuanced. So I'm not just saying this because I do coaching or mentoring, but and I don't even care if you see this video and you're like, oh, I don't want to be mentored by him. But I'm just saying you need a mentor of some sort. So I tried SMMA for 1 whole year and I got 3 clients. So for that period, me and my business partner were doing 150 cold calls a day each for 3 months of that. And then for 5 months of that, we were sitting there like absolute muppets doing 30 cold personalized videos like every single day for 5 months. And we got 3 clients out of that. It's just these old outdated methods. They frankly don't work anymore because Iman Gadzhi and all these other big creators are getting at least 100 people to join SMMA every single week. So if you think you have a chance to compete, or if you think you're different just because your office is kind of switched up in terms of its terminology, then you're completely mistaken. Now, why have I said mentoring over a course? Well, that's very interesting because a lot of people will say, oh yeah, get a mentor course. They bracket them as the same thing, but I completely disagree. Because even if you think about the best courses in the game, Easy Grow, they still have around 70 people leave each month. They're hovering around 700 members in their school right now because people are leaving and joining at the same rate. So it's tough out there. Even the best courses get saturated, and I'll tell you why. So you have a good course. People will join that course by referrals. Then the owner will get richer, realize this is very lucrative, and then allocate money into ads. So more people end up joining as a result of these ads and referrals, and then the owner gets more money, and now he puts more into ads, and then suddenly this course is skyrocketing till it's got over 500 members. Now, it's good for the course owner because he's getting a shit ton of money, but for you as a person in this course who's got access to the same methodologies as all these other 500 people have, those methods are going to keep getting saturated. And the problem is they don't have an incentive to change those methods in the course because, number one, it will take them a lot of time, and number two, they're still absolutely killing it with the revenue because those initial testimonials they got from the first part of the stage are still bringing up that social proof, and no one's man enough to call them out that this course is getting saturated now. And it's basically a money machine, and everyone inside the course is getting fucked. So what the best option for you to do is either get a mentorship or a hybrid between a mentorship and a course. The hybrid should be getting the basics sorted, but the mentorship is where the value is really, really provided. Because if you think about how a mentorship is set up, so the mentor is way more successful than the person that, I say way more, is more successful than the person who they're mentoring. And that mentor has access to a larger network where things are being discovered every single day. For example, I'm in this house with 4 other guys. They're all doing 20K plus. They're all in different niches. They all use different automation softwares. They all have different SOPs for hiring VAs. So the amount of knowledge that mentor will have access to is so much more than what's going to be in a course and the generic stuff in there. And that's the beauty about a mentorship, because as soon as your mentor knows something, you know something as well. And then obviously that's just going to be super effective when compared to a course where the course owner might know something, but he's not necessarily going to put it in the course because it'll get saturated in 2 weeks. So those are my 2 things. Obviously, I offer mentoring, but I want to be super clear. This isn't the sales pitch. Like, I'm just saying, get a mentor. Doesn't have to be me, full stop. You're arrogant if you think you can do this without a mentor. Because everyone else has mentors and they just have so much more information from you, and they're firing on 8 cylinders while you're firing on 1 because of all this information that the mentor's given them. It's an unfair advantage. It's a risk because mentors aren't cheap, but it's a risk you need to take to be successful in this game, in my opinion. So yeah, that was that for today. This is more a kind of a rant rather than something that's actually super like specific about systems. But yeah, be tuned for more information about systems and specifics about how we actually get meetings and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, have a sick day. It's been William Half, and we'll see you next time.